Hi, I'm Hedy Weiss, theater and dance critic for the Chicago Sun-Times, and today my guest is the producer and songwriter and sort of soundtrack writer of my life, at least, Lamont Dozier. He is a Motown man, but he's also in Chicago to oversee the world premiere of a new musical being produced by the Chicago Children's Theater called Mr. Chicky's Funny Money. Welcome, Lamont.
Thank you.
Let's just maybe name a few of the big hits that everybody knows from your Motown days.
Some of the biggest, I guess, we'll start with the Supremes. Where'd Our Love Go, Baby Love, You Can't Hurry Love.
Oh, a few unknown songs like that, right?
Yeah,
And
then
you
the Four
also-
Tops.
Four Tops, what'd you do for the Four Tops?
I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch.
Right, and Martha and the Vandellas.
Heat Wave, and about 54 number ones altogether.
You grew up in Michigan, and this story is set in Michigan. Tell me a little bit about just what the basic story is for this musical.
The family that lived in Flint, Michigan, has fallen on hard times. In fact, the whole city of Flint has fallen on hard times.
This is like what year about?
In the 70s,
In the
I believe.
70s, okay.
And they're trying to get themselves together. They're trying to take what they have, the lemons, and make lemonade, you might say. And the kid is very driven by what's happening in this town, and he wants to make things better. And he come across Mr. Chicky, who has this...
Who's a blind guy.
Who's a blind guy, who's a musician from the past, and who gives Stephen this enormous amount of money.
Tell me about the sound. So it's a 1970s sound. Is it a Motown sound?
Well, it is and it's not. It's a little bit of yesterday and today, and contemporary.
And you wrote it with your son, Paris, who's a musician as well.
Yeah, he wrote some hip hop things to keep it moving in that young vein,
Right.
And so we sort of mixed it up together and come out with a very, I think, different sound. It's a family piece.
Right, right.
So it's something for everybody.
What were the musical theater influences? What did you listen to?
Oh God! But the first time I saw My Fair Lady, when I was about 11 or 12 years old, that was it for me. You know, I started writing poems, and I've been a writer of sorts all my life, and because of a woman who was like my homeroom teacher in elementary school.
Right.
There's
always that teacher, right?
That teacher. And she did something to me, it put something in me, it lit a fire in me, when she said, "This is the most poignant thing I ever read from an 11-year-old kid."
Do you remember what it was about?
It was about a song and what the song does to the human psyche, you know. And if everybody got together, we could have a beautiful situation in the world, you know. Anyway, she kept it on the blackboard for about a month. What it did for me, it got me to get a little vocal group together. And by the time I was 15, I recorded a record with Atlantic Records, and it became a local big hit. So.
Wow. And was that your entree into Berry Gordy and all of that?
By the time I was 17, I met Berry Gordy, and he said, "Well, what are you going to do?" Blah, 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 blah. I said, "Man, I think I want to go to New York, and theater is what I want to do."
Oh, so you knew already.
He said,
Interesting.
"Theater?"
Yeah.
He said, "Man, you want to make money or you want to fool around?" You know? I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Theater, don't people make money?" He said, "Yeah, man, but you got to get to what's happening. Records is the thing, blah, 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 blah. Come on, join up." I said, "Well, I'll get back with you." So I went to New York by the time I was about like 18, 19.
You went to Broadway?
And got crucified, practically. And I came back with my little works that I thought was works. He was just coming up with a couple of things that artists that he had, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, and Mary Wells, and the Marvelettes. I said, "Whoa, maybe I made a mistake." I went on, I said, "Hey, you still want me?" you know, so to speak.
And you wrote lyrics as well as music?
Okay. And that started the ball rolling with Motown. And then while I was there, I met up with Brian Holland, and we just started churning them out.
So what do you have an iPod, or what do you listen to?
Oh, just musically?
Just musically, for fun.
I listen to everything, though. You have to listen to everything because there's so many people with different feelings and opinions about music, and And the human psyche is all over the place.
Right.
And that's how you learn. I'm a people watcher, and I used to go into restaurants and just spy and to get ideas and listen to them over in the next booth, and there'd be some lovers having quarrels and stuff. I said, good idea.
You take notes on napkins?
Yeah, right. And get all kind of ideas like that, because life is a complex thing, and and life lessons I like to write about.
So when you're writing a musical for families and for children, do you think in a different way?
Yeah, because I think when you do a children's piece, it should be a family affair. You know what I mean? So I like to have something for everybody to enjoy, because the children can't go there by themselves. So you have to have something for the grown-ups. So that's how I would go about doing it.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm really looking forward
Hedy.
to seeing Mr. Tricky's Funny Money.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot. And thank you for joining us on Curtain Call.